Hi Capricorn, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name is Carol and this is going to be a general reading for you, and there's no date on this reading because I trust that when it comes into your feed it's meant for you. So in today's reading we're going to be doing a check-in, and I'm going to be using the Ehrenberg Tarot and also clarifying it with the Radiant Rider-Waite. And so let's start off with what situation or issue you're dealing with right now. And maybe you're looking at trying to get some clarification here. So you have the Six of Swords in reverse. And then I'm going to look at, with every situation or issue that we deal with, we need to really look at it and say, okay, where is this coming from? Why am I sitting in this right now? And start to ask some questions. And what am I feeling about this? Because what's happening is there's something coming up for you to heal. And it's something that's coming up from your unconscious, from your shadow. And so there's something that happened when you were younger. It could be when you're young, when you're a teenager, that is related to this. And it's now coming up for your healing. So let's take a look. Let's have a card for what's coming up from your shadow for healing. And it's something that you're not aware of. We don't know what's sitting in our shadow. And that's why we heal what these things that we're dealing with. They're related to something in our shadow. And our shadow is what is going to have the most impact on any situation that we're sitting in. So one card for Capricorn for what's coming up in their shadow. It's kind of quiet here. Watch it spit out 5 cards at me. There it is. There it is. Oh, the Devil card. The Devil card. Okay. And it's coming in, the Devil card's in your shadow right here. So it's going to have a bit of a different, it will have a different meaning than what comes out normally in your, if it were to come out over here. Now the guidance, what guidance does the tarot have for you? One card. Deck's making me work today. There we go. You have the Temperance card. A little bit of patience. It might mean something else as well, but I'm talking to myself because I needed patience to allow those cards to come out. The Six of Swords in reverse. Couple of cards here. Usually this deck's pretty good at spitting out my cards. There we go. There's one and one more. Whoa! We'll put all these away, but you did get another card. Okay. 4 of Wands in reverse. And the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so, and how about this Devil card? Give me some more clarification on this Devil card. Just a couple cards. I'm happy with a couple cards. We got one. One more. And the Strength card. All right, so King of Swords, or King of Cups. And the Strength card in reverse. And this Temperance in reverse, couple cards. One more. Ooh, that one fell out of my hand. It was like, no. The Lover's card. That was kind of sideways there. And then you have the 9 of Swords in reverse. So let's start off with the situation that you're dealing with. Well, you have the 6 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords is in my deck. It's in reverse here. In an upright position, you have this I like this deck. It takes a little snapshot of the Rider-Waite deck. And so this is the faces of this woman and child that are sitting on that boat being taken away to smoother waters in the Rider-Waite deck, right? And I mean, look at the face, the looks on their face are, you know, even the mother looks quite worrisome, not sure where this is going, where this gondolier is I call him the gondolier, but he's man that's pushing them on the boat and with his paddle, and he's bringing them somewhere, and they're not sure. Their faces are kind of like, you know, they're a little bit worried. And this is in reverse here. And my Six of Swords card, because this is a healing channel, this card always comes up when there's a question of safety. And I always say to whoever it comes up for, and in this case it's Capricorn, it's like, are you in a safe place? Because this is in reverse here. And so when it's in reverse, my safety card, it really means that you don't see your situation. Oftentimes we can be in a situation with people, whether it's an intimate partner, whether it's someone we're living with, could be a family member, someone that we're in close contact with right now, where we think that they're giving us some sort of protection. And when in reality, we have to question, well, am I in a safe place? Because if you're not in a safe place, if this is not a safe person for you, if they're not validating you 1,000%, if they're not supporting you 1,000%, they're not safe for you. And that means that it's very, very difficult to heal what you need to heal if you're sitting in a position right now where you're with people around you that don't support you 1,000%. And so because I'm seeing here that the Four of Wands comes next for you, and the Four of Wands is a card of these individuals right here that have walked away from this walled city behind them. And I often feel like it's a celebration of maybe walking away from some sort of control here. But this is in reverse here, because I'm wondering if you are in a situation, it almost looks sometimes like, it can look like a bit of a jail cell right here where you've got these bars. So I'm wondering if you are in a little bit of a a controlling situation, right? Where you feel like this is safe for you, but it's not. Or maybe it's not safe and you're not wanting to, you don't have the courage to deal with it. You're afraid. There's a lot of fear in your system because you don't know what to do and you feel kind of trapped behind these kind of like these bar cells. If we're talking about it like it's a prison, right? You're feeling trapped in this place that you're in. And then the Six of Wands in reverse comes next. And for me, this card is in an upright position. My sixes have this duality to them. And this particular card talks about this person that is coming back from a battle. And it looks like they've won. They have the victory wreath going on his head and then on the top of the wand. And he's got his supporters beside him. But this has a duality to it. So it's like, okay, on the surface this looks like a victory. But if you were to take that, rip that, pull that green blanket off of that horse, what will you find under there? Well, the opposite of victory is loss. There's been some real loss here, some real grieving that you need to get to that's coming up for you right now. And it's in reverse because there's a real resistance for you to looking at it. I'm going to say there's a real fear. And if you are, like I said, if you are feeling very unsafe, if you're not in a safe place to be, Capricorn, then this grieving, you're not going to feel safe enough in your system, in your body, to feel this grief, to feel this grief, because we really need to feel supported. And not necessarily by, people out there, but we need to feel supported ourselves. And in particular, there's this, inner parts of you that are holding on to this grief. And they need you to feel safe in order for them to express their grief, right? Our inner children inside of us. And so what's coming up from your shadow? This part right here is what's coming up from your shadow that, you know, needs healing in order for you to be able to know what you need to do next in this situation. Like, what's going on? Where's this grief coming from? And also there's a bit of entrapment here, some control going on. Well, you have the devil card coming out. And like I said, normally this card talks about attachments that we have as adults, but I like to refer to those as addictions. But when you're younger, this attachment thing, being attached to something, I'm thinking that you, when you were younger, weren't able to form that attachment to a caretaker. You didn't have that support. You didn't have that validation when you were younger to feel your emotions. You knew it wasn't a safe place when you were younger, and you couldn't form those attachments. And what's happened is coming here is you have formed attachments now, but you form them to unsafe people around you or an unsafe person. And then you have this grief that wants to come out because when you were younger and you didn't have that person around you that you could feel safe with, well, you had to put that grief away. And this is where this King of Cups comes in. The king in my deck is our ego self. When we are younger and when we have these big emotions like grief, when you were younger and you didn't have the support to feel, you know, that grief that you were feeling because you couldn't form that attachment, this particular part will come out for us. This is our ego self. And our ego will take us out of our body when we're younger, because when we're really young, around 4, 5, 6 years old, we were in our body. We felt our emotions, you know, and that's when adults will say, don't feel that, you are a sucky baby, this and that, you know, you're not allowed to get angry. You had all these emotions going on when you were younger, but there was no one there that would support you with all these emotions that were coming out for you. And so the ego self said, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take you out of your body, because that's not a safe place for you when you're a young child. They do protect us when we're younger, because if we, as a young child, to have those big emotions in us, like grief, we would not be able to live because they're too huge. We couldn't have felt that emotion. And so the ego self will take us and put us in our head, because it'll dissociate us, because we don't feel in our head. That's not where our emotions are. So the ego self is really a protector when we're younger. Well, it still thinks that when we're older that we're still young. But anyway, but yeah, so that's what happened was you were dissociated when you were younger. You were taken out because, you know, you had these big emotions. And here's the Strength card. The Strength card is a card about this individual that's, you know, willing to open up this lion's head, this Pandora's box of emotions, and start to feel this. But you didn't have the strength when you were younger to do it. You couldn't. You were a child, right? And now it's coming up for you to feel again, but you're not in a safe place to feel that grief that your younger child put away when they were younger because they couldn't feel it. So what advice does the tarot have for you, Capricorn? Well, you have this Temperance card that comes in here in reverse. And I think what you need to realize is this Temperance card really speaks about, in an upright position, you know, it just looks like this individual's taking these cups and pouring. This is, the water here is always representing emotions in all the cards, right? So it's just slowly going like this, pouring it and pouring it. And it kind of is like a balance, kind of like a middle ground, this Temperance card. It's kind of saying, you know, this journey, the first thing you need to realize here is that this journey is a process. I'm here telling you this situation. It's not like you're going to be able to fix this like this. But the Temperance card says, well, I like how they have cups here too. Let's deal with these emotions just a little bit at a time here. Like, I realize that, you know, you are in a situation where you may not be safe, but it's time now to start to look at these emotions just a little bit at a time. And we get the Lover's card that comes out next. It was kind of, it was sideways actually. And the Lover's card talks about, it's a choice card. It's like, it's a universal archetypal force. It's the 6. It's in the, it's a duality card again because it's number 6. So it has a duality to it. But so it's a choice, and that's the two sides of this. You have a choice now, Capricorn, to start, and like I said, it was sitting sideways here. This is the choice to remain sort of dissociated and on a kind of a conscious level of only being aware of what's around us. Or you have a choice to start to go inwards here, like what you couldn't do when you were younger, right? To start to feel, to start to lean into this pain, this grief that you're feeling right now from childhood. This pain of entrapment, maybe that you're feeling, this pain of, because you can feel trapped if you can't get yourself out of a certain situation. Start to lean into that and say, okay, I think it's time for me to go inwards. It's time for me to get back into my body, because when I was younger, I was taken out of my body because it wasn't a safe place. But I'm an adult now. So I can go into my body and I can start to feel these. I can learn how to get grounded. And you have the 9 of Swords coming up here. And what's going to happen when you start to go back into your body, when you start to get grounded, and when you start to feel, when you decide, okay, I'm going to start to feel some of this stuff, this is what's going to happen to you. This is an individual that's waking up in the middle of the night and can't seem to shut down their head. And maybe you are somebody that has difficulty with your sleep. But what I know and what this card represents for you is that there are memories here. Right now there's a real fear to looking at this, but there are memories that are going to come up for you that are related to this grief. That right now is also related to the situation that you're in. But it's all about doing this, this a little bit at a time. And so what I'm going to do for you is, Capricorn, I'm going to leave you with a playlist. I'm going to leave you with 2 videos. And one of the videos is going to be a video on how to do shadow work, how to start to learn how to ground yourself, how to start to look at this grief, and it's all gonna be in that video for you that I have. It's on my other channel called Carol Cares, and it's really gonna help you start to just look at some of this just a little bit, this inner journey that we're all being called to do. And then I'm going to leave you with the 2025 reading that I did for you, Capricorn. And I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're dealing with right now. The healing journey is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye.